I'm here. Augie's here. Our incredible guest, Dr. Sharnael, is here. You guys are here. It must be Tuesday night. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being
Hello.
here. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being here on all our shows. We're going to have a great show tonight. One of our favorite guests is gracing us with her energy and her brilliance again tonight. And Augie's going to tell you about her in a minute. As always, I want to just thank you for the lively chat that always goes on. Thank you for helping to support Broadcast Team Alpha through your super chats or through PayPal. If you have not used PayPal, it's the Broadcast Team Alpha at Gmail address, and we're always so grateful. Helps us defray the cost of production, so that's awesome. I want to invite you over to the Mastermind Connection on Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern. It is like a spiritual think tank, so to speak. It's a bit more than that, really. It's where brilliant hearts and souls come together for the most beautiful and benevolent reasons, to heal the world, to shine light so brightly that darkness is dismantled. And we do that through a beautiful guided imagery with lots of imagery and feeling and love. And we've had some flat out miracles that have happened. So if it sounds like something you would like to join us at, please just send an email to the THE Mastermind Connection, all one word, the Mastermind Connection, all one word, at gmail.com. Augie will send you the link and you can come hang out with us on a Sunday, see if you like it. And if not, you don't have to come back, right? You might like it though. Also, the membership group is here. Augie has been feverishly working like Santa's elves at Christmas, loading up information and videos and all kinds of stuff in there. So I highly recommend it. If you are an aficionado of Augie's work, I highly recommend that you stop in there. It's well worth the price of admission. I announced last Friday that I'm taking a 3-month spiritual sabbatical, but during that time, I will be doing little snippets of videos, kind of along the way. And Mac will put them in the membership group. So right now, Sharnael will probably appreciate this. So right now, I am anticipatory grieving the sugar, the cheese, the milk, the coffee, everything that I'm going to have to give up soon. So I'm going to, kind of document my journey along the way, and it'll be in there. And I'll be back, right around Christmas time, after Christmas, and we'll just see what kind of new expressions of Broadcast Team Alpha we're going to create. So without any more ado, Augie, please tell us about Sharnael, our favorite friend.
Yes, absolutely. And this is going to be good. I suggest very highly that those sitting on the couch out there, grab yourself a pen and find a piece of paper, because we have Dr. Sharnael Wolverton with us. And she's a naturopathic doctor. And she's going to tell us what to do when we have a sore toe and just about anything else. Well, I'm glad I got away with that one. She's laughing too. And Sharnael is, you can find her at swiftfire.org, I think it is. And she's also an author and a speaker at conferences everywhere, and specializing in helping everybody to find truth and the path of the wholeness of mind. Now it gets serious too. It's not just fun here. Dr. Sharnael has done this by traveling and speaking in over 44 countries, folks. She's been out there and helping people in every corner of the world. She's written 5 books, including one of them, which I particularly like, The Science of Miracles. Because my definition of a miracle is something that we don't understand the science to yet. but she's got something about that science. You need to go have a look at that book. And she's also producing her own crystal oils and decree deck. She also does online classes and, well, gosh, I've been talking way too much. We want to hear from Sharnael. Welcome to the show, Sharnael.
Welcome, Shar.
Hey, welcome. I see. Do you have your kitty with you too? Did I see a cat?
I got Pixie.
Awesome. Oh, I knew it was I saw ears. But hey, guys, well, thanks for having me back. You guys are so awesome. Oh, wait, you know what? Am I recording? I guess you guys are recording. That's fine.
We got it. We'll send it to you for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so
How
happy to be here.
You've been busy.
It's been very interesting time, but it's, a lot of integration, a lot of seeking, finding,
yes,
navigating,
yes,
integrating all the things, and had a surgery, so I was off for a while with that, and might be having another one, so still just taking care of health stuff. And so I'm super glad to be back here. And the thing I'm going to talk to you about, I'm actually really nervous to talk about. I don't know. This is probably like nothing for y'all. Like, y'all are probably like, oh no, why is this a big deal? But this is a big deal for me. And it's taken me about a week or more to even like process. I'm still processing some things that happened last week with this thing that happened. And thanks for having me, and I will.
Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you look really healthy, so you look really good.
Well, you opened the door.
Yes, I haven't shared this even on my own podcast yet. I have made a couple of attempts, but I was so daggum emotional that I just couldn't. And so I may get some emotion. There might be some emotions involved.
That's okay.
But I don't even. Where do I start? Or do you guys have questions? Or where do you want to go from here?
Well, no, we both want to jump in. Now we're so curious.
Okay.
Did you go on a journey? What happened?
Yeah. So I've just kind of in a personal space of coming back from being off of from the surgery and recouping, and there's some things that have happened. Found out somebody that was working for me was not doing some great things, and cost quite a bit of cash dealing with that, and had to get police involved and some other stuff with kids, just like normal. Everybody's, pets dying and all
life.
Yes.
Life happens.
Yes. And it just seems like, when is this ever going to like start to clear, right? And so,
well, I actually know how you feel, because I have been that route lately into 5 figures. I lost it. So I know how you feel.
God, that is not fun. And then maybe have to, obviously there's a warrant out for her arrest and stuff. And then there's like just fixing what she did, and, and then just the emotions of it, because it's like, man, when it's someone you love and thought you trusted. But anyway, all that being said, so just trying to do the things on top of healing from a pretty serious, surgery and some other things. But I had made up my mind to try to like cope and or clear and or work through some things that I needed to do, something that I haven't ever done before. And so what I started doing is journaling and telling myself that I had to either draw, color, sketch, paint, write a song, do something every day, even if it was just like 10 or 15 minutes, like even as simple. And I am not I don't consider myself a drawer or a painter. I mean, I've painted things, and just kind of playing around. But anyway, just hoping that like tapping into some of this creativity would kind of move and shift some things, and like maybe inspire or give me some things. And so I started this journal, and I bought some pens and some pencils and some sketch pencils and some crayon. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to force myself to get into the flow of the right brain creativity thing. And
exactly, that's a good thing to do when life happens in those lower vibrations. Bury ourselves some distractions of the absolute positive that we can think of, and then all of the stuff that happened gets more distant and distant and distant until it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just a learning experience, and you can look back and actually smile at it and say, boy, oh boy, was that interesting.
Yeah. And what I found myself drawing a lot, and I don't even know why, because this isn't like, I didn't remember it being a thing if it was a thing, but I kept drawing trees. It was like trees, and I'll show you like one thing I had, like, I mean, talk about like literally coloring like a kid kind of stuff. And I had written on there sing and put like music notes, right? So that kind of started something, and then
maybe that means something, like you should get back to nature.
Yeah. And what's interesting is the timing of that particular picture was right before I went on this naturopathic animal clinic workshop. And it was in Idaho at this casino, and signed up for it and had no idea what I was getting into. It's something that I wanted to do for about 10 years, but anytime they had this reoccurring conference, it was always the same time I was teaching somewhere else. So this time it came up the week of my birthday, and I normally take a week off for my birthday just to recalibrate and meditate and get with God, and like juice all week and fast. So this week, that time I had it already like marked off, and I was like, well, heck, I'm going to go.
There you go.
Yeah. So I get up there, and
can I switch? Can I switch on you a little bit?
No, she's telling the story. I want to hear the story.
Sorry.
Story, please.
Okay, I'll finish. It's a little long, but I'll try to shorten it.
That's okay. We're all on the edge of our seats.
Yeah. So I go up to Idaho, and the first day it was at the casino, but then I didn't realize the second part of it was on this farm, and it happened to be a grand fir and spruce tree farm. And so I was like, what? And I mean, the majesty of these trees, like I'm just walking around, and like we have like breaks and stuff, and the rest it's like an outside pavilion, a gorgeous place. There's just the smell of trees, the look of trees. Of course, they have like distilled some of the spruce in bottles. And so we're smelling the oils, the chips, the wood. Like it was incredible. And we were staying at the hotel, but on the way home, on the way back to Louisiana, I actually made a pit stop home, and we stayed at this Airbnb in Montana because that's where I flew out. And the Airbnb had these towering trees again, like above this. We had like a balcony off of the back part of it, and you could see the Milky Way, and you could see, it was covered with just trees everywhere. And I was just like, every night going out, what just happened?
I see your artwork.
My camera just fell. You saw all my oils, huh?
Yeah, we want to hear about that later.
Yeah. So, that was really interesting, just connecting with friends and trees and all that. So I come home, and the first 3 nights I was sitting out on my own back porch, And I kept noticing these 2 trees in the backyard. And all of a sudden it reminded me of when I was going through a divorce and had won my land that I had purchased with my grandfather's inheritance and built the house on that property. And when I was previously married, we were going through whatever we were going through, and I would come out to this land and I would just get a blanket, and it's not even an acre, and it's in a subdivision. So I'm sure it looked really weird to all the neighbors, but coming from Montana, land is like a big deal. And my grandfather, I grew up on a farm, and like earth and the land is like, that connection is a big deal. No matter if you're in a subdivision or not. It was my first piece of land that was mine with my name on it. And I would literally just go out to this land. This is decades ago, and just lay in a blanket and like look at the trees, talk to the trees, hang out in the grass, pray over the ground, walk the borders of it, And so when it came time, the divorce happened, I ended up winning it. And years later, finally built the house, which is where I am right now on this property. And right before I built the house, 2 trees but we had the choice to take down two trees for the house. And I remember I couldn't even be there to watch, because it was like, I felt like it hurt my body to even to see that, or it was like I had a friend that I was losing. And I know that just sounds like so strange, but
no, it's not strange.
Okay, so back to fast forward last week, I'm sitting there and I see the 2 trees in the back, and then all of a sudden it occurs to me, what do you need to tell me? I'm asking, and I'm saying, what is it that I need to know? Like, it's been a minute. And I thought to myself to apologize, and for like not really seeing the trees like I had years ago, and like coming outside all the time for the last decade or whatever. It's been more of a focus of the moon and the stars and whatever. And I've like somehow completely overlooked these trees. And so I literally just made in my mind like, gosh, I'm so sorry. And I swear to God, I like felt or heard almost like them being okay, or them like accepting my apology, if that makes this.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I think somebody is walking in. Hey guys, I'm live. I can hear every word. Sorry.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there, and it's, I don't know, it kind of like hit my heart, and I could almost like feel them being okay.
It was such a communion. It was such a communion and a confirmation, and the connection is undeniable. I think that was healing for everybody, the trees, and for you.
Yeah, it was very, and this is like not normal. I'm not like outside talking to trees all the time, and it's okay if I am. I'm just saying like, this isn't normal.
Right.
So when I'm out there, I start crying.
Yeah.
And for 3 days in a row, I go out and just hang out with them. And every night I'm out there, I'm saying like,
Aw.
What do you have to tell me? Like, what do I need to know?
Uh-huh. They have so much wisdom, of course.
And I start asking them to sing over me to heal my heart.
Aww.
And, I've studied Cleve Baxter for years.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm such a fan of actual real oils, like the blood of a plant and the trees, the bark, and how they work with our body, and how our physical human bodies have 50% same genetic like receptors as plants. And that's why plant medicine works so well, even though pharmacia has taken that and then like added synthetic components, because they know it works in some of the keyholes of chemistry that our body works on. But then it has the the synthetic part that the body rejects and tries to fight and creates all these side effects. But the third night that I go out there, I was just doing what I normally did, and I asked again, like, just sing over me, I just knew they had something for me to heal my heart.
Yes.
And I'm on the blanket, I'm just laying there, I'm minding my own business. I'm like not doing anything that would cause like some trip, if you know what I mean. I am like clear. This is like normal. This is like not anything inducing this. My cell phone is on the back of my blanket, just sitting there, and as soon as I say sing a song, literally my phone, don't know how, comes up with this song. And I'm like, what is that music? And I turn around and my phone is playing this song. And it's by a group called Matchbox 20. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the song is called Hang On Every Word. Can I play it? Is it going to be too long to play it?
Can we play a piece of it? Or I don't know how long it is, but do you have it queued up?
Yes, I do, but I don't want it to I'll just tell you some of the lyrics. How about that? It might be, okay. I've encouraged the people watching to go find it, or I'll give you the link.
What's the name of it again? Tell me the name again.
Hang, which is interesting because the trees, right? Leaves. Yep. Hang on every word. And basically the lyrics say, don't let your falling stars blow out, no matter what you've heard, which I was sitting there watching the stars, and it says, don't let the rainy days cloud what you're seeing.
Wow.
And then it says, I know that you're thinking you should have shown up with so much you need to learn, but all you have to do is talk to me. And then it says, I will hang on every word you say. Let your voice be the edge of my world. When nothing goes right and all you can speak is the hurt.
Yeah.
I will hang on every word.
Wow.
And then it says, it's okay if you can't. It's okay if you freeze. Because it's not about it. Wait, because it's about what you do next that gives you meaning. And then it says, sometimes they mean to break you. Sometimes you need to be scared. But I'm right here around the corner. I'm here.
Wow.
And I will hang on. I will hang on to every word that you say. Let your voice be the edge of my world.
Wow. Wow.
When nothing goes right and all you speak is the hurt, I will hang on. I will hang on to every word. And then it says, you can feel free to come and brag, or you can cry up a storm. All that you need is someone to believe in you. And I will hang on to every word you say, same chorus. But then it comes to the end and it says, and suddenly everything starts to be clear, but there's no one around here that you think will care. But I will hang on every word. I will hang on every word.
Wow, sure.
And I was like, oh my God. And I was just weeping. I mean, I had the hugest emotional release I think I've had in like years.
I bet.
Totally.
I mean, it started with the picture of the tree and the musical notes and the stars. You had a premonition that was coming.
Right?
Wow.
And I had no idea. And then it gets crazier because I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, you told me I can say everything that I'm heard about, right? So I'm like, that's an open invitation. So I start like telepathically again, like saying what's going on out loud to people, to these trees that I haven't said out loud to another soul except for maybe my husband. And some of it was kind of difficult, and some of it had to do with some things that happened on my birthday where some family members completely didn't even acknowledge my birth or my birthday, and just some tough stuff, and so I said that. I explained, like, my heartache and some things that were going on. And I swear to God, like, I don't touch the phone. I don't do anything. The phone had went off because I stopped it. It starts again and it plays another song called Friends. And I won't go into the whole thing, but it goes into saying, like, I am that I am, which is big, over and over. It starts out saying flower in the desert, which my name is Sharna, and it means Sharon of God, Rose of God, and or warrior of God. Sharna is a place in Israel that's a desert that grows these wild roses that the sheep come. So it's like literally to me, the song is to me.
Yes.
And then it says, it says, I don't need no one to hold my space. You can't take my thoughts. They're not your thoughts to take away. I don't need no one to lease my faith. I don't need no one to celebrate. And then it says, cause all my friends are here. And it's like a happy song. And it goes, all my friends are here. And it's like this echoey sound. And I literally had a flash of every single tree on every property that I ever lived on. And I moved every 2 years. And I literally saw all these trees in my life that I sat under, climbed, hung out with, talked to. They're like a slideshow of these beautiful, magnificent creatures and then I got the number 200, and I knew that some of them were like a couple hundred years old, meaning that they hadn't forgotten about me, even though they may be in Germany or in England or in Montana or in other, Seattle or different places that I lived.
Yeah.
And how they were celebrating my birthday. And I didn't need anyone to celebrate because they were celebrating. And I literally cried again and had like a crazy thing. And so the next morning I had this consultation with a lady, and I kind of said, man, the weirdest thing happened last night. I didn't really go into it. And then she was like, yeah. And right before I had the call, I sat in a chair I normally don't sit in so I could see these 2 trees outside. So I'm sitting there to watch the trees while I'm on the phone with this consultation. And I normally sit at my desk, but I was so insistent on looking at these trees and drawing while I was talking to this lady. And so I'm staring at this and I'm saying, you guys are I'm thinking in my head to these trees, you guys are the star of the show. I don't know why I was looking at the moon and the stars and whatever. Like, you guys, I got to draw you. Like, I'm going to draw you right now. And I started drawing them while I'm talking to this lady. And she's like, I feel like there's some stuck energy, like some grief and some death. And then she said, but it's leaving now. And as soon as she said that, I swear to God, Nori, Aggie, literally a bunch of leaves started falling off the daggum tree on the ground before my eyes, and then it stopped.
Wow.
And no more fell, and the thing was over. And I was so freaked out that when I called my girlfriend after, I'm like, you're not going to believe this. And I told her what happened. And then I told her about the leaves falling when the lady said leaves. And as soon as I said exactly the same thing about the leaves falling or that's leaving now, a whole thing of more leaves came down.
Wow.
And I was like, what is going on? It's leaving.
You're connected. You're so connected.
Yes. And then the next day, I had a person that was working for me for the last 6 years, and she quit. And I don't know why. And she just put a note on the door and told me that she was going to be stepping down or whatever. And so I was I was like, oh my gosh. And so I called her and tried to see like what's going on. Or are you okay? And whatever. And went over to my mom's, pulled up in the driveway, and was talking to another one of our staff members and explained like this lady quit and whatever. And I was like, well, maybe she's not calling me back. I mean, maybe I just like let it go and like leave it. And maybe this is God. And the tree above me starts dropping. I'm in my car with the window open. Leaves come in my car and start land on my pants on like in the driveway. Wow. And I was like, what is going on right now? Like I am, this is crazy. So I start like Googling, like, can people talk to trees, whatever. So I looked up the etymology of truth. And a friend of mine was saying, I had posted some things about trees on my page, and a friend of mine texted me and she said, did you know that the etymology of truth is actually tree?
Wow.
And I was like, what? So I look it up, Old English. Truth is trio, which is TWEOW. And it's Old English for faithful, fidelity, honor, promise, all of this stuff. And then I was watching the OA season 2 last night, and I get to episode 6. And I don't know if you've seen the OA, but you got to. And this lady like climbs in this tree, and then the tree starts talking to her, and it shows the whole network of their communication underground and how they talk, and which I already knew all that, but it was just like a visual of what I've already been experiencing. And that just happened last night. So I'm still in the middle of this, and I don't know what exactly. I've been wearing a ton of tree oils like crazy. I've been wearing pine and Idaho blue spruce and ground.
What was the name of that show, Sharnael, that you mentioned? What is it?
The OA. It is
the OA. The OA.
Yeah.
So you went through such a spiritual upheaval, which so many of us are going through. When you go through it and you really go through it and you sit with it and don't run away from it like you did, you come out the other side, more open and more connected to something. Like you are so now connected to nature and the trees. And I mean, you're like in an alchemical love affair with the forest or something. It's amazing.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing. I mean, I love animals, and I have felt like I've always communicated with animals, and I have talked to trees. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard them talk back to me. And I've never heard them play songs for me, literally. And I went to go test drive a car, and I told my daughter, what had happened the night before. And when we're waiting on the guy to come back and just, talk to us or whatever, she's just sitting there and she's like, this guy has no idea that you were up all night talking to trees.
No, he doesn't. It's just as well. He doesn't need to know.
So it was just funny because she was basically saying like,
that's cute.
You can look really normal, right, Mom? But no one knows how crazy you are. It was just like,
it's funny.
Anyway.
That's
I have a thought for you, and that is that when you were sitting on the balcony at the hotel talking to these trees, they understood you. And there's some science behind it. You mentioned Cleve Baxter. In his book, The Secret Life of Plants, he explains that plants have consciousness and they can communicate. And he proved it. He hooked up plants to a lie detector, and he was thinking certain things, and he got the answer from the plant. So yes, those trees, they understood you.
Yes, and I've seen, can I show you this clip of one of my flowers talking? I don't know if it'll show, but let me see, share screen. I know we talked about doing this, but can you, Let's see. Oh no. Whoops. Where did it go? Can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Like that is my plant right there.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I see it, but
Yeah,
I
I see-
can't hear it. So
can't hear
it got music played to it and it flourished. Is that it?
Yeah, you guys can't hear it?
Can't hear the music.
Oh man. Okay. Well, how do
Well,
I
tell us what happened. Yeah.
how do I make it stop? Let's see. Did it stop screen sharing?
I think so. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I hear you well. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing the audio part. I'll have to send you the clip though. But that's like one of my plants. So when you're going to Cleve, I got that little instrument. And now when I'm driving down the road, I'm like, I wonder what you sound like. I wonder what you sound like. I'm like looking at all the trees and all the plants, and I just want to hook that thing up to everything and hear what everybody's saying.
Oh, that's what that is. Wow.
Yeah. Why would
Wow.
it play
So
the audio?
You can hear what the plant sounds like with that. Is that what that was?
Yes. Did you hear?
Wow.
You didn't hear any audio on it?
No, the clip said foreign music was playing.
Huh.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh, well, where is that located? Is it on your website or where can we find it?
It's on my YouTube. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll
Yes,
go find
ma'am.
it.
Yes. So I've been just bathing in tree oils, continuing to draw trees like a crazy person, like almost every day. I'm obsessed with trees now, like deep roots. I'm not a drawer, but I am drawing trees like all over. Everything has a tree on it. So I don't know where this is going to go, and I don't know why this happened. I'm not sad about it at all because I feel like 1,000,000 pounds came off of me.
Yes.
I'm not completely like through it, but I am going through it. And with the help of all the trees in the world, I really feel like one of the things they said was they are guardians.
Yes. That's amazing. Wow, Char, this is going to expand and you're going to understand more about it. And I think I have a feeling that you're going to incorporate some aspect of this into your healing work. I could definitely see that happening. That's so
Have you guys
cool.
had experiences like that before? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. No.
Well, think
Yes.
about it this way too, that the old sages of the Far East, they said that when you are in nature, sit with your back up to a tree and meditate. Why not?
No,
Trees.
Char.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're guardians and that truth comes from the word tree,
Yeah, that's your
that might-
thing.
as something like everything is truth with me, truth and love, and they're very loving, obviously. But yeah, I don't know how much they clear, but I'm like, if you need to clear me, if you need, I'm still using, I know the oils will clear right out of the limbic system and clear out trauma right out of the cells.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But this was just like wind and just, how they would move with the wind. It's just so majestic and beautiful and like almost like a wave, I'm just seeing everything so differently now. Like, I feel like my whole perspective, I mean, I don't know. I know people have done all this like LSD or mushrooms or, and they've explained how colors are different and all this stuff. For me, I felt like, obviously I wasn't on any of that, but something opened up. It's like something opened and the colors are different and the sounds are different. And I'm just looking at everything like I feel like I'm 2 years old, just seeing the world a whole different way right now.
Wow. You reached a higher level of consciousness, Shar. I mean, you opened up. Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
I really do encourage you guys to go listen to those two songs and to find the song that my plant was singing on my website or on YouTube, because it is crazy. It's so magical.
I am absolutely going to go listen to that. Wow. Wow.
So that's my story. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, tell us what's going on with, in your practice and how you're helping people heal right now with, what the change of season is bringing and what people can maybe look for if they need some homeopathic help or, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good, because we know in the winter months, there tends to be some more things going on. And I don't even mean the socially engineered stuff. I just mean the normal stuff. Like, of course, there's a social engineered part of that. But, the fact that we have less sun in most places, which means less vitamin D, that can usually cause issues, not to mention October, November, December. You're talking about Halloween, the Thanksgiving stuff, more candy, more festivities, more junk food, people relaxing and drinking a little bit more, Christmas again. Those 3 months are pretty notorious for bringing your immunity down pretty good with sugar and what have you. So you're more susceptible with less vitamin D, more sugar, messing with your immunity. So I've been just telling people, get grounded, get out in the sun. I wear this device. Whoops. And it's just went away. Oh, here it is. I wear this device pretty much. Well, my dog just ate it. So there's that. But this normally connects right here to the ground. It's a grounding device and it's really great for pain. But this connects right into the ground. So when the plug-in plugs, it doesn't go into all of the connections, like the two top or electric and the bottom is a grounding part that goes into the earth. And so I sleep with this. I usually wear it whenever I'm on my computer, just so I could stay connected, I guess, to the trees and the ground and what have you, just to stay steady. There's so much science on grounding. And if you live in concrete jungle, or if you're just in an office or your house all the time, this is a great way to keep those hormones and all the endorphins and things kind of in check. Of course, essential oils, making sure you're up on your vitamin C, all your magnesium. What else? I don't know. What's that?
Quick question on the grounding. I know that it's extremely important, especially, like you said, for pain. If you are on the 31st floor of an apartment building, it's kind of difficult to get the stake to go all the way down to the ground. But what if you hooked that cord up to the faucet? Will that still ground you to the earth through the water system? Will that work, you think?
I don't know. I don't have a way for it to connect to the water system, but it will plug into the ground with your, even if you're on way up high, everything has to go down. Mm-hmm. So you're still in touch with the ground, believe it or not.
Yeah. And
you can test before and after. You could test live blood before and after. You can actually see how it helps support the body. So that's pretty cool, is even in the middle of the city on the 20th floor, you can still be grounding. But yeah, there's so much science to just having that in place. So whenever all the things are around us, people think we can catch whatever. It's not about catching from someone else. It's where we're at. I look at the Bible like kind of quantum physics more than anything else, and a greater is God who's in us than he who's in the world. And it's like, when we are connected and aligned with God and who God is and source in general, nothing can touch us if we are doing all the right things and getting the foundation, just the building blocks within our body, eating really healthy. Of course, I'm juicing all the time and using a lot of oils, magnesium baths, things like that. I know they're talking about some energy surge that could happen on Wednesday, and there's a bunch of fear around all of that. I've been upping, like Melrose is a big one for EMFs. Thyromin is another supplement that's specific for, any kind of electrical occurrences and things like that that are out the sorts. So just, telling people to do all the things that help make them happy, watching like happy movies, laughing, all the things that we've all talked about before of just getting the immunity up.
Yeah, I just want to, since you mentioned it, I just want to put this out there. And if you guys need to get a pen, or if you need to get your cell phone to send yourself a text, go ahead and grab it. Tomorrow at 2:22, the alleged time that they're supposed to send the frequency, I will be doing energetic healing and Reiki. So if you would like to receive it, send me a text. Or if you're on Facebook, go to my Facebook page, or you can go to Reiki Temple. The small Reiki Temple group is mine, and sign up. And then I will specifically be thinking and sending to you tomorrow at 2:22, between 2:00 and 3:00 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be happening. So if you want to text me your name so I can include you, it's country code 1-757-323-5558. And Shar, I'll just put you in there. You don't have to text me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you guys. So
that's cool.
Yeah. I usually do it on Sundays, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing it on that day, right? Just to show them that they can't touch our consciousness. They can't touch.
Well, the other thing that I'm doing is, because we know about all the tactics that may be coming up with the C thing and the different ways that whatever, we know all of that is very parasitic. So November 1st, I am launching a private Facebook group that is open to anybody, and it's called Fix Your Shit.
Like it. I like it.
Yes. And anyone who wants to participate, we are going to be doing a 21-day parasite cleanse.
Wow.
Because parasites are the foundation of a lot of stuff that's going on with dis-ease in the body. And when we can get rid of the parasites in the body, the other thing that happens on an energetic level is, if you have parasites, which most people do, people have them pretty easily with the food, the grass, animals, all the stuff. People are like, wait, how do I have a parasite? I had a doctor ask me, well, have you been in a foreign country? I'm like, you don't have to be in a foreign country to get a parasite, guys.
We walked barefoot in puddles when we were little.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So energetically, if you do have parasites, the parasites put out their own code in your field, as well as they're very, can cause a lot of confusion, mental confusion, a lot of disruption in the body, of course, just physically, but energetically, it can just feel like you're in a very loud mall with all these different individual frequencies of all these things that are alive, and they try to get you to eat all the sugary foods to stay alive and all the carbs, because they're going to push your buttons to make you, the host, feed it to stay alive. Yes. And it could get very overwhelming, because that sends your hormones and your chemistry way up when you eat a bunch of sugar, and then you dip, and then you have a drop in all those things, and then you eat some more and you go up and down and up and down. So we want to clear all of that. And then we also want to clear the code that goes out that basically says, hey, I'm a good host for you to take advantage of me, and cancel clear all that. So when we clear the parasite code, you're no longer victim, you're victor.
Yes.
And it sends out Victor message, you are sovereign, you are radiant, you are love, you are triumphant. And then you start collecting and magnetizing triumphant people, loving people, victorious people, kind people, loving people, not people who are taking, but people who, at least meet you halfway, if not giving. And it kind of shifts things. And I've worked with people over the years who had parasites, and we've seen the situations in their lives completely change once they kill those parasites, because you only get what you are. And if you're full of parasites, you also attract parasitical situations and or people in your life.
Absolutely. You're just beaming that frequency. Are you going to be using all natural, or are you going to use the eye medication?
I am going to be using natural, but there may be some people who want to use the eye.
Sure. I have to tell you, I had nothing left to lose. Okay. The quality of my life was so bad that I tried the eye very, very specifically. My nursing brain, I had to measure it out. It was the hardest math I'd ever done. And within 10 minutes of taking it, it was like somebody pulled the shade up in my brain. The cognitive fog went away. Then I began to literally watch the inflammation in my joints recede, Shar. I mean, it was that dramatic, crazy dramatic.
It is. And then the stuff that comes out is also fun.
Yeah. And I told my doctor, I told my Western medicine doctor, but he's like Patch Adams. He's so cool. He's like, you had long COVID or you had Lyme. I said, I don't know what I had, but I feel like 120% better. So yay. So I love that you're doing it. Fix your shit. Yeah.
Fix your shit. Because we're going to fix our shit. Our shit might have a little bit of stuff in it for a while, but then it's going to be fixed. And then that's going to fix this shit out here to clear up.
Hey, from the inside out, right?
Yep. Outcome, income, all the channels are going to be clear, and we're going to start receiving good things. Now, I started doing this, and I'm telling you, there's a person who owed me 10 grand, and it's been a decade since I've heard from this person, and they started making payments back last month.
Wow. It's the energy. It's the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
I'm so happy for you.
There's no telling where this is going to go or what will happen as a result of the parasite cleanse, but we're going to start in November. And I can put up I can give you guys a link to where anyone who's interested, we can put you on a list. And that way, when we start launching it, people can know where, how to start and all that.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'll be there. So we've only got like 5 minutes left. And do you want to tell people how to find you, how to reach you? And Augie usually has his famous question he likes to ask.
Okay. Well, I'm on swiftfire.org, as he said. I'm also on drsharnael.com. That's maybe easier to remember as long as you spell my name right. Dr. Sharnael, AEL like Israel. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, all the stuff. I have a podcast every Thursday. This week we have Laura Eisenhower on. I'm really excited to have her back. And we have a members meeting, just like you guys do, with Dr. David Oates on the 22nd. He is famous for reverse speech. You guys should have him. And also you guys should have Dr. Lucky if you're ever interested in having him. He was just on Laura's show, and someone who's been on my show a few times too. But yeah, I mean, I have my book. This is my newest book, the one that Augie was talking about. I have my card deck is on there. My services for biofeedback. I can do biofeedback remote. Can do soul audits remote. I just do regular coaching if you just need like a 30-minute session to find out what's going on energetically and figure out how to unsnag some of that. But yeah, you guys, hope to see you whoever is watching, if anything helped you at all. I do love, I just did a live event Saturday, and I missed like hugging people and seeing them in real life. And, you know, it was such a fun time to be in real life. And I absolutely love these kind of platforms, but I do miss like seeing faces. And so if you saw this and you're like, hey, that was cool or whatever, send me a quick like message and I will send you prayers and Reiki and just, you know, get to see your face and connect with you on that level.
Awesome. That's awesome. Awesome.
What's your question, Aggie? What's your famous question?
Well, before that, I see we got 2 minutes left. Spend 1 minute and tell people what is the most important thing that they need to know right now.
Talk to the trees.
Yeah.
God is talking through nature, and I invite you to get your answers within, or, you know, maybe, you know, I feel like that's what nature is still within. I think it was important to me. I don't know, maybe it won't be important to everybody else, but it was important to me. And you never know what God's going to say through whatever venue or avenue or channel that he can, and or she can, or it, whatever, God source. But that's
I think you're right. Getting back to nature is important to you, but it is also important to everybody else. They just may not know it. And if they went back to nature, that will be a wonderful experience for them. And now I see I got time for the last question.
okay.
If you could speak to the whole world, Sharnael, and the world is listening, what would you tell them?
You are loved. You are cherished. You are valued. No one is like you. You're the only you out there, and we need you in your highest and your best. So do all the things that you can to work on the inside out, because without you, we're not us, and we need you. We need all of you, and we need you in your best. And you have a purpose and a destiny that's very different from all of us, but your portion is needed in this world, or you wouldn't be here. So don't give up. Stay the course. I know it's hard, but for those of you who have been struggling with family members leaving, divisions over all this stuff the last 3 years, you know, whatever is going on with you personally, just stay. I'm just imploring you to stay and to remember your love and to get aligned and to not give up.
Yep. Exactly, because we are all one. We are connected. So whatever happens to someone over here in some way also affects us. So you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Shar. It was really good to see you.
Thank you. Love you guys. Thank you.
Love you too.